James Cameron sincerely hopes you will. He wants you to think that time-traveling cyborgs can be defeated, aliens are murderous robots, and a movie can take you to a major historical catastrophe. The world of Pandora in Avatar has in many ways evolved into his most ambitious means of expressing this faith in the potential of cinema. Can you put everything in your life on hold to watch a movie in a way that's getting harder and harder to do in a time when there are so many distractions? By experimenting with 3D, high frame rate, and other toys that weren't accessible when he started his career, Cameron has further stretched the bounds of his capacity for belief. However, one of the many fascinating aspects of Avatar, The Way of Water, is how this concept presents itself in subjects he has already examined a lot. This hugely entertaining movie isn't a remake of Avatar, but rather a movie that lovers of Titanic, Aliens, The Abyss, and the Terminator movies will recognize for their themes and even visual features. It seems as though Cameron has permanently relocated to Pandora and brought everything important to him. With so many arresting sights and incredible action scenes, Cameron lures viewers into this fully realized universe that everything else vanishes. Possibly not immediately. Initially, Avatar, The Way of Water has trouble getting going since it abruptly returns viewers to the Pandoran planet. Cameron rushes through some of the setups in order to get to the world-building middle of the movie, which is one of his best achievements. So it is clear that he really cares about it. Prior to that, we check up with Jake Sully, a former human who is now a full-time Nassix. He is Neytiri's partner and has a family together. They are the guardians of Kiri, the child of Weaver's character from the previous movie, and they have two sons, Netayam and Locke, as well as a daughter named Tuck. When Thesky people return, including a Nassix avatar of Colonel Miles Quaritch, who has come to accomplish what he started, including taking revenge on Jake for the loss of his human form, family harmony is disrupted. The major enemies of the movie, but not the only ones, are a group of soldiers who were once human but are now Nassix when he returns. The military-minded, planet-destroying humans of this universe are once more depicted in Avatar, The Way of Water as its real antagonists, though their motivations are occasionally unclear. I began to understand around halfway through that, aside from the fact that the plot requires it and Lang is skilled at portraying rage, it's not really apparent why Quaritch is so determined to chase Jake and his family. The main conflict in Avatar, The Way of Water, revolves around the same dilemma Sarah Connor faces in the Terminator movies. Should I flee for my family or fight? Do you turn away and battle the crushing evil, or do you flee and try to hide from the strong enemy? Jake initially chooses the first option, taking them to a different area of Pandora, where the movie begins with Cameron's longtime obsession. Water. In a location controlled by Tonawari, the head of a clan known as the Metkiana, airborne stunts from the first movie are replaced by aquatic ones. Tonawari, a family man himself, worries about the risk the new Nassix guests might pose but is unable to keep them away. Cameron deals with moral dilemmas once more, this time including a crew of Earth-based commercial poachers. These dilemmas center on duty in the face of a formidable evil. In breathtaking sequences, they risk their lives to hunt sacred aquatic animals, forcing you to constantly convince yourself that nothing you're seeing is real. As Jake's lads learn the customs of the Water Clan, the movie's central conflict turns from Sully, Quaritch to the local youth. Finally, Avatar feels like it is expanding the universe in ways that the original movie did not. Cameron knits together several stories in this movie in a much more ambitious and ultimately satisfying way than he did in the previous one, which was more narrowly focused on one. The overall project is richer by providing a bigger canvas for its storytelling, even though some of the ideas and storyline developments, like the relationship between Kiri and Pandora or the journey of a new character named Spider, are largely laying the stage for subsequent movies. While one may argue that there needs to be a firmer protagonist-antagonist line throughout a movie that frequently drops both Jake and Quaritch, I would argue that those labels are being used in this context purposely loosely. The entire family, as well as the planet on which they reside, are the protagonists, while everything attempting to destroy the natural world and the creatures that are so entwined with it is the adversary. Although there are a few lines that will cause accidental laughs, viewers should be advised that Cameron's language skills haven't improved. Nevertheless, there is almost something endearing about his approach to character, which marries traditional storytelling with cutting-edge technology. Huge blockbusters frequently overcrowd their settings with superfluous mythologies or backstories, yet Cameron manages just enough to keep this fantastical universe grounded in reality. The way he appropriates aspects of indigenous culture may be viewed as harmful, and I wouldn't argue against that. However, for some viewers, his more complex themes of environmentalism and colonization may seem understandably too thin. However, if a family utilizes this as a springboard for discussions about those subjects, it provides a greater net benefit than most blockbusters, which offer little cause for reflection. Superheroes dominated the last 10 years of pop culture, making it possible for many to forget about the Nasics, which has led to a lot of discussion regarding the cultural influence of Avatar recently. As I watched Avatar: The Way of Water, I was reminded of how impersonal Hollywood has grown in recent years and how frequently the blockbusters that have a lasting influence on the genre show the creator's unique touch. Consider how no one else could have produced the largest and best movies that Steven Spielberg and George Lucas have ever produced. Through and through, Avatar: The Way of Water is a James Cameron movie. I still have faith in him. Regards, and see you in the upcoming videos.